Last weekend, I got 9th place with Rosinante at Virginia Treasure Cup. It was my birthday. Unfortunately, I did bubble 9th, so I didn't really have that birthday luck, but I'm still pretty proud of my result and how this deck performed that day. I made a lot of changes since the last video, so let me go ahead and get into it and explain it to y'all. All right, let's get into it. So first of all, we have the searchers again, and I actually switched it up. So we have 4 Kobe, but today I actually had 2 Rosinante. The Rosinantes actually performed pretty well this weekend. So the reason I added this is I wanted more searchers to attack into the UG Luffy matchup. And then I also wanted like just another way to search for like this 2K promo law, or to attempt to search for the 4-cost law in the early game, just in case I missed it. This searcher actually ended up pretty good. I think I'll keep it at 2 to 3 copies. So I do have a lower amount of targets in my deck. I only have like 14 targets. I may go up to 15. But the thing is like, I only need the searcher to hit once. I'm never going to play this searcher multiple times during the game. So I'm pretty fine with having 15 targets, right? Like, let's say I was planning to play this searcher over and over again. 15 targets may be too low, but since I'm only planning to play one of this max per game, I think I'm fine with 15 targets. And at worst, it's just a 1K counter. So that's kind of where I'm at with this Rosinante searcher right now. I actually ended up to be pretty good. Next up, we have 4 Marineford. That's standard. This time we went down to 2 Buddha Sengoku event. I still think this Sengoku event is broken. I decided to reduce it, right? Because I wanted this Rosinante to attempt just to search for this promo law, or to even search for Rip Law, which I'll get into why I added Rip Law later. Because I typically think that cards win more. But yeah, so I went down to 2 Sengoku event. And even at 2 copies, this card is still just so good, man. Like, honestly, I think even if I ever decided to go down to 1, which I'd go up to no less than 1, I still think this card is just that good. It's just extra searchers, which is very just good across the board in the mirror, etc. Like, just having that extra search is so nice. And I think it's a very high ceiling searcher, right? Like, being able to search for another searcher while also grabbing the card you're looking for is just absolutely broken. It's just a ridiculous amount of consistency. And this card lets you filter a brick out of your hand as well. I would 100% play this event, even if it was only at 1 copy. Even if you guys only wanted to play 1, I would still play this card. But I did play 2 this weekend, really good. I won't play 3 for the time being, just because I'm playing Rosinante Searcher, but this card is still the MVP, and it was my GOAT during this weekend. And just having more searches is also very good for looping the deck, right? Like, in this deck, you will realistically loop your deck, because you just have so many searches. So it makes a lot of sense. Next up, 2Ks. We have 4 2Ks. We have 4 promo law. Obviously, gets searches off Rosinante, and it gets grabbed back by the I Love You event. But we also had 3 X Drake. Honestly, I regret this a lot. I deeply regret having 3 X Drake. I didn't use this card at all weekend. And my 1 loss, I bricked against Teach. If this card was Suru, I would have been good. That Teach gets smoked. I don't brick. I'm good. But because I didn't have Surus in my deck, and I had this X Drake that did nothing all weekend instead, it feels like that heavily contributed to me breaking. Like, during the Teach game, I literally had no 7 cost, no 5 cost. I don't even know how the game was close. Like, it was pretty ridiculous, but it happened. So this is my 2-game lineup for the weekend, but I definitely replaced like 2 of these for Suru or something. Like, I'm not really... This X Drake card isn't that good, man. Like, it's good against UG Luffy if you play exactly on 3 Dong going first, or 4 Dong going second, because you can attack into a unit. Promo Law is a little higher ceiling, but it's just a nice backup play to Promo Law. But honestly, like, even if you just play a Searcher instead, I think you're fine. Like, I think having the consistency, the increased consistency from Suru is way better. Like, I only had 12 Searchers today, which is pretty unfortunate because typically I play 13 to 15. So that was just oversight on my part. Next up, 4 Promo Law. Cards obviously still amazing. Then we have 2 Rip Law. So about Rip Law, typically... I didn't like Rip Law because I thought Rip Law was like a win more card. But in order to account for this Rosinante searcher, I decided to just add in 2 Rip Laws. That way I have more targets for this. And on top of that, I found out that this card is apparently really good against UG Luffy. Like, when I don't see like Borsalino or something like that, or if I'm going second, this card's a very nice play. It's very important to be able to play 2 bodies against UG Luffy on her 7 or 8 down turn after getting Gravity Bladed. Like, being able to do like Borsalino, Rip Law, Borsalino, Promo Law is very important. Rip Law is arguably even higher ceiling than this card because you get to actually rip 2 cards out of the opponent's hand. And honestly, just ripping cards that we need UG to brick on, or just getting a lot of cards out by playing multiple of these is likely our win con against UG. So this card, I think I'll even bump up to 3 copies. If it wasn't for the UG Luffy matchup, I probably wouldn't play any. But because of the UG Luffy matchup, I will be playing Ripple for the time being. Oh, this card also happens to be good in the Nell matchup as well. Sorry. So yeah, because of a Nell and UG, that's the reason I will play Ripple for the time being. Obviously, it's good in other matchups. I just find it win more in other matchups, right? Like, if you looked at my tournament result from this weekend, last weekend, like, I'm beating every matchup regardless of Ripple. Like, I will actively counter out with Ripple against any other matchup. I'm like, oh, I don't care about this card. I'm going to just do my game plan. But enough of the rant. Next up, 4 Borsellino. Not much to be said. Cards broken. I think I mentioned in my last video, there was a time where I tried 3 of these. I'm tripping. Like, this card's just broken. 4 of it's broken. It's searchable off of all our Navy stuff. Very crazy. Even hitting 2 Borsellinos off of this Buddha Sengoku event is actually just a dream. So, yeah. Next up, we have 4 Rosinante. Not a surprise there. Probably the best card in the deck. Without this card, I don't play this deck. 4 Sakazuki. Probably the second best card in the deck. Without this card, I also don't play the deck. So this is Spice for this weekend. I actually played 2 7-cost Borsellinos this weekend. So this card is just so good, man. I might have been wilding with playing 2 this weekend. I was just like, yo, I really want to try 2. The reason I did 2 was actually because of the UG Luffy matchup. I think if we win dice against UG, we play Borsellino on 7. If they don't draw too crazy, I think we're able to stabilize a lot of the time, even if they Gravity Blade. So that's the reason I decided to play 2 Borsellinos today. I was like, or not today, last weekend, because I thought it was really good against the UG Luffy matchup. Now that I'm aware that Ripple is really good against UG, there's a chance that I remove a Borsellino. That way I have less bricks, and I go to 3 Ripple. But I did play 2 Borssellinos this weekend, and actually was very strong. Like, I destroyed my Namis with it. It was really good against Teach. It was really good against the Zoro Sanji I played round 1. And it was good against UG Luffy. It was just very good. Just across the board this weekend. Very strong card. 2 might be overkill. I should probably just play 1 and play the 3rd Ripple. But 2 actually did perform pretty well. Like, it might be worth testing too. I have to see. It depends on what's more consistent. I don't know whether Borsellino or Ripple is a more consistent playing against UG. So I just need to test that more. But yeah, 2 is fine. 1's probably fine. I have so many searchers anyways, so it's whatever. Next up, 4 I Love You. I forgot whether it was last event that I played 3. Honestly, I'm back and forth. I don't really care if this is at 4 or at 3, but you know, just solid card. We get to grab 2K Law, which is very nice. As I mentioned in the last video, even if we miss Rosinante and we're not able to grab 2K Law, we can actually grab the 4-cost Law or the 6-cost Law from our grave with this event, and then we can filter it out with the stage next turn. So it still functions as real hand advantage, even when we don't see this 2K counter Law. But actually, now I also have the 1K blocker Law in general, so we should typically have targets for I Love You and Trash. But it's just, you know, in the worst case scenario where you have to grab a 6-cost or a 4-cost, it really is not the end of the world. It just functions as hand advantage and you grab it back. Next up, Form on Muragan. Not much to be said there. This card's the MVP, man. Being able to rest 2 to combine with Sakazuki is very strong. I think there's a small argument. So I wasn't playing Lightning this weekend. I think if I determined that Lightning was good again, I think there's a small argument to cut Amon Muragan to try to fit in more Lightning. I don't think that's necessarily the craziest thing in the world. But for the time being, I definitely do just have Form on Muragan. And then this weekend, I actually played no Lightning. So that's what we're about to talk about. So I played 1 Blaze Slice. I played this card because of my friend. It actually won me a game in the mirror, which was kind of crazy. And it actually came in clutch in another matchup. But overall, I think this card's like pretty buns. I think if you draw normally, like I would win the games I won anyways. So definitely cutting this card from the deck. 1 Noro Beam. So I went down from 2 to 1 Noro Beam. I think 1 is very solid. I still think this card's just broken, man. If I went back, if you play 2 of these, I really don't blame you. Like, being able to like rest. Like, so as I mentioned in my last video, when you play against like Lucy, Teach, 10-cost Whitebeard, etc., a lot of these times people always play that card before attacking, right? Because Newgate attaches 2 Dawn, Teach stuns our blocker, Lucy, the Fire Fizz leader becomes AK. They will always play the unit first. So being able to Noro Beam to rest their unit and then attack into it is broken. This card is basically like, it's like a Gum Lightning but at counter speed. That's basically how I view it, right? Because the unit becomes rested, we're able to clear it anyways. And then this card's also more versatile than lightning, right? Because we can actually combo this card with like we can use this card to rest annoying blockers, right? We can rest Marco, or maybe if we're missing the Sakazuki to clear a 10 cost teach, or if our board is full, we can just rest the teach and just go for game. Like we don't even need to try to clear the teach. So this card is very versatile, very nice. I think I'd 100% continue to play at least one. Then lastly, I played Divine Departure. So the reason I played No Lightning this weekend and added in Divine Departure was actually because of Holden Miller, who he won with Rosie both last weekend and this weekend. So shout out Rosie and Holden, I guess. Holden's obviously a very strong player. But he basically explained to me that, like, yo, you don't really need Lightning. Like, if you just Neural Beam to rest Teach, which I'm already aware of, you can get rid of Teach that way. Or if you Divine Departure Mamaragan, that's also another way to get rid of Teach. So rather than going overkill on the Lightnings, I was like, okay, like, I have, like, 2 ways to handle 10 cost Teach. Honestly, I'd probably convert this to, like, either another Neural Beam or a Gum Gum Lightning or Divine Departure. Then I'll have 3 ways to handle Teach on curve. You only need to handle the first Teach on curve. If you kill the first Teach on curve, you win. And a lot of the times you can win regardless of that. If they don't hit crazy triggers or anything, you play a 7 cost on curve, you see your senior 7 cost. You honestly, you might win regardless of seeing Lightning or not. But these cards just kind of make it a shoo-in. So let's say I make this Lightning. I think I'm very confident in the Teach matchup. I think I was just tweaking out Toronto weekend because, to be honest, I didn't really test for last weekend. Like, the list I played was primarily just Fury. That's why I went overkill on the Lightnings. I don't think you need 4 Lightnings. If you didn't want to add Lightnings back, I would play like probably 2 max. I don't think you need any more than 2. I think Divine Departure is also really good. This is basically another Lightning, right? It's another Lightning and it's an extra copy of Sakazuki. You can combo this with Mama to be Sakazuki. Or worst case scenario, you can discard a brick out of your hand, use this for countering the late game. I would 100%, this 100% deserves the spot over a 3rd or 4th Lightning. Then I also think 1 Neural Beam is just enough. I ran into situations where at 2 Neural Beam, I would often just have 2 in my hand and I'd never be able to really cast it. So I just went down to 1 and it's still very strong at the 1 copy. So this is it for my list this weekend. I flashed my matchups briefly earlier, but we'll go over my matchups again real quick. So I beat Zoro Sanji, I beat Nami, I beat Teach, I lost to a Teach, I beat a Blue-Green Luffy, I beat 2 Rosie mirror matches, and then I beat a Nami in the final round. The Teach I lost to was just a very unfortunate brick. Honestly, if these extras were Surus, I just never lose to that Teach. I still feel very confident in this deck. I'm also, even though I haven't played against Nell in tournament yet, I'm also pretty confident in the Nell matchup, especially in my Buddha Sengoku list where I'm able to find Borsalinos more consistently than other Rosie lists. Just makes me pretty confident against the Nell. So yeah, I think Rosie's very solid. Check out this deck if you haven't. I might do a Metafy article on my updated list. I'm not entirely sure. I'm also not sure. Oh, we'll see. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I think this deck's very strong right now. Honestly, if I made my own personal tier list, I would call this the best deck in the game, but I'm not going to wild out. So I think for the time being, with the decks that are currently in the meta, I guess technically I have to rank this 3rd best. But if you look at the results, last weekend, I forgot. Yeah, last weekend I got 27th, I guess. Yeah, whatever. I got 27th last week. This weekend I got 9th place with Rosie. If you look at Holden Miller, he won this weekend and last weekend. If you look at George, if you look at Skepis from Europe, he got 11th last weekend. He got 5th place this weekend, right? Like, this deck is obviously very good. There's only a few amount of players on it, yet, or top players anyways on it, yet it is performing so well. So definitely check this deck out. With that being said, I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.